Hello, everybody. I'd like to give a quick shout out to Yoshi Rodriguez for his upcoming film Forest Green. It'll be coming up this June, so it'll be in the theater. Same as me. We're gonna go find a venue and eventually screen our film. So check it out, guys.
Keep it 100.
Hey, everybody. This is the only and first edition of a profile podcast where I'm going to be talking to a certain someone, artist, specific local filmmaker, etc. You name it, and we're just going to be talking about their careers, their story, and much more. Here with me at this time is the one and only Yoshi Rodriguez. What's up, man?
What's up? How you doing?
Good. This is 4 or 5 years in the making.
Yeah, I mean film school in general.
Just in general, we've known each other for so long.
Yeah, it's been about 4 years, going on to 5.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is the point that I was like waiting for a long time just to like interview, just by like how you started out from a kid from Gridley and then eventually expanding Sacramento and beyond, going to tours and all that. Like I've been around, you've been telling me all this stuff, and then I want these people to like get to know you a little bit more. So let's start out with your beginnings.
Well, I was born in Yuba City, California, but I'm from Gridley. But the hospital in Gridley, like, you can't be born in Gridley because the hospital is just that shitty.
Yeah.
So like, if your mom is like pregnant, she has to drive like 20 minutes, like north, to Yuba City, so your kid can be born. So I was born in Yuba City, but I'm from Gridley, California.
Yes.
For sure.
That's where the heart is.
Yeah, an hour north of Sacramento, 30 minutes south of Chico.
When did you move to Gridley? Oh, like, did your mom live in Gridley before, or?
Yeah, well, actually, what's so interesting about this was, like, I was talking to my mom this morning about how she got here.
Yeah.
And it was really weird. So she was telling me that my grandma came to the United States first, and my mom was with her dad in Mexico.
Uh-huh.
And around the age of 17, my grandpa actually passed away. So she was forced to come to the United States with my mom. And they tried 3 times, and then the third time was a charm. Like, the first 2 times they tried to come to the U.S., they got caught.
Yeah.
And they got sent back to Michoacan.
Yeah.
And then so they came to the United States. My mom got here when she was around 17. So she went to Gridley High School, the high school I actually went to. And she met my dad not at high school, but where they were located, which is the Campo in Gridley, which is where all the Mexican migration, people live. And all the people who work in the fields, they live in that certain area. And that's where a lot of the gangs in Gridley sort of cultivated from, and like that's kind of like the urban area of Gridley, the small town, the small farm town. Mm-hmm. And that's where my mom actually met my dad, and that's where I was that's how that's why I'm from Gridley, because we had a lot of past generations of family actually live in Gridley already. So it was by Sacramento, but not too far. Mm-hmm. There was farm jobs. Yeah. So I think it was a sweet spot in between California. It's way more north, so, they didn't stop running. They saw LA and they motherfuckers kept running, and, they landed in Gridley.
Yeah. Dope. So, well, I'm aware that your dad passed away when you were little. Yep. So, what do you remember about your dad growing up?
I mean, I don't really talk about it a lot, but I mean, my dad was just like an outgoing person. He was also, and me and my mom talked about this morning too, which is super crazy. Okay. So my dad was a very good basketball player in high school. That was his life. At one point, my dad was living with one of the teachers from Gridley High School, like during the summers when my grandma and my grandpa from my dad's side would go to Mexico.
Yeah.
So he'd be playing ball every summer, and he'd just be that guy. He was just so hungry. He was from Mexico. He came here when he was around 5 years old. So he was always that hungry, humble dude, but he was also very popular.
Yeah.
And that affected him later on. Like my mom, when she first came from Mexico, she was just that Mexican who didn't know English.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was super popular. So my dad played basketball for Gridley High School. You know, they did a lot. They did really good. And when he graduated, he went to Yuba College, which is like a pretty good basketball team in the Northern California.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was about to go to Sac State, he actually got like a little scholarship to go to Sac State and play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I was born, so he kind of had to let go of that dream. And,
Yeah.
and you know, and kind of like sacrifice his dream for me, which is kind of cool in a sense, you know, not cool because like I want to, and that affected me as a child, I think, because my dad always wanted me to be that person to like play basketball, do good in sports, and I wasn't that kid at all. But little did I know, like one of my cousins from Texas like came over and he was just like, dude, I didn't even know you rapped or you made music or you made beats. Like your dad used to do that too. And I was like, what? Like I didn't even know till like
that's dope.
6 months ago. And this morning my mom told me like, yeah, me and your dad, we actually filmed a wedding once.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, your dad used to be into technology. Like my dad was very smart with technology because he was also a DJ as a child. That's how I got into music.
Yeah.
So my dad would take me to all the gigs and he'd get hella drunk. And then the last hour I would take over and I'd play all the rap music and all the 18-year-olds, all the 17-year-olds would be like, oh, like what? Where does this music come from?
Yeah.
Because all the old people are drunk and want to go home.
Yeah.
And all the 17-year-olds, all the 15-year-olds are running around and I'm like, yo, I'm going to play some Lil Jon. Like some shit like that. And that's how like my love for music came and like, you know, serving a purpose to an audience kind of came from. But yeah, like after my dad kind of like sacrificed that dream, he just got a normal job. He dropped out of college and he started doing some DJ stuff.
Yeah.
And he also started working, this is super random, but like for the porta potty businesses. Yeah. One of the biggest businesses is actually from Gridley.
Oh yeah?
So my dad worked for them, and the niece of the owner I went to fucking middle school with.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she was like my first love too.
Oh, that's
shout out Haddon Campos. I still see her around, but I mean I don't love her anymore. But you know, I was in third grade, like damn, I hella like you.
Yeah, that's dope.
But yeah, like that kind of, my dad started kind of, oh, I'm doing this 9 to 5 type stuff. You know, but what I also learned today was like the late 90s was a really bad time for Gridley itself. And it's such a small town. Like you don't expect for much, but my dad kind of started hanging out with a lot of gang members and a lot of drug dealers. And I think as time passed by and, you know, he ended up quitting his job. He actually did a hit and run on the actual factory truck. And he was just fucking up his life. And, you know, I was just a kid. I couldn't understand anything. All these random people coming over, all these fights, all these police men coming to our house and like trying to search the house. Like I remember one time my dad fucking ran, dude, through the orchards and the cops came. They're like, where'd he go? And like I didn't want to tell him, you know, I don't want to tell the cops because that was my dad at the end of the day. Like, I mean, like people don't really understand like as a kid and you're observing that, you know, violence and fucking drugs, but like you're not a part of it, but in a voyeuristic way I was a part of it because I saw everything that was going on. Yeah. And him and my mom were like on and off for years. Mm-hmm. And then I mean just like 6 years later, like shit just getting worse and worse and worse. And he would always want to be like, I want to get out of here, you know. Yeah. And that's kind of how I based my movie off of. Like my movie Forest Green is actually based off a little bit about my dad's life, and then he was murdered in 2007 in like an abandoned house in Norville. They found him dead. They like beat him to death, and like they still haven't like found the person, you know, who fucking killed him. So it's like it's a pretty fucked up story, and like there's more stories that kind of go into it involving like my cousins who are like, you know, gang banging, sell drugs, and like other people that I fucking still know, and they fucking know like people who like they fucking know the people who killed my dad, and like I had to like live my life and like still knowing that, but I guess I just got to keep moving forward.
Yeah, like as much as like the dark past, your dad had like a positive example towards you, and
Yeah.
a lot of sacrifice. I mean, that's total respect out of that.
Yeah, I mean that's the way I look at it too, because people are like, "Damn, that sucks," but it's like no, because like if it wasn't for him, like I would have the same opportunities I do now. Like he passed away, and he tried to be a better life. Like he went through not probation, but like when you live in a house with all the people who just got out of jail.
Yeah.
He did that like 2 times, 3 times, but he just he became religious at one point. He did stop selling slash low key doing drugs for a while, but he just he just stopped being around. Like he'd be gone for 5 days,
Yeah.
and he'd come home and I'd be like, what the fuck, like where were you? And he'll come with like a fucking duffel bag just full of money.
Oh shit.
He'd drop it on the table, duffel bag full of money. He'd fucking come home with like 2 PlayStation 2s. But at the time, you got to understand, like, that was some heavy shit. Like, like we went from like not having a house to like living in a newer house. And then we're living in this nice house, but then we can't eat for a whole day. Like, it was pretty fucked up. And I don't tell a lot of people this story because I'm just a humble dude. I don't like to tell people like what I fucking been through, like that I haven't fought for anything. But I was a kid. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I remember like my mom was still trying to go to school too when my dad was like in that shit, and me and my dad, he'd just be like, let's just take the bus, and we'd take the bus to like every little city in Northern California. There's a lot of motherfucking fields, but we'd go to Chico, we'd go to Gridley, we'd come back and circle around in Orville, which is like a big crack city,
Yeah.
The county jails there, and Butte County is one of the biggest counties in Northern California, so that's where a lot of drugs were pulled from, because everyone gets out of jail and they stay in Orville because they ain't got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So that's where that is kind of curated. And the last time he got out of jail, my uncle helped him out. He started being a chef, and like he was doing good, but then gambling got to him too, and like he was just an addictive person. And I feel like I have a lot of addictive personalities as well.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks, but like that's just genes. That's just genes.
So bringing the point of like living in Orville and stuff, but like to you, like how is it like right now, like living in Gridley?
It's calm. If from then to now, like the difference is like, it's calm, dude. Like if you don't surround yourself with those type of people, then you're not gonna get in that trouble. That's the way I look at it. Because also when my dad did pass away, I started hanging around with the wrong people.
Yeah.
They're all respected people. Like if I see them, I'll say what's up. But they were all into gangs, into like doing drugs, and like I didn't have a father figure growing up.
Yeah.
Like he died when I was like entering 8th grade.
Yeah.
And that's like the period where you you start to become a man. You start getting into like girls, and like I didn't have a father figure, so like I would hang out with the wrong people for a little bit, and I wasn't the coolest motherfucker, but I thought I was.
Yeah.
And that kind of like fucked me up. So like around that, during the transition period where I couldn't really find myself, it was kind of fucked up because I was hanging out with the wrong people. They come, we'd be in PE, they'd be like smoking weed, and like they'd be talking about how they just stole this car, and I thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
But like I don't know why, like the rebelliousness of like all that like sounded so cool to me, and I wanted to be just like them because my dad was like that. And then like after a while, I was just like, that shit ain't even cool. Like I don't even know why I was like trying to be like that. I just want to be a man.
Yeah.
And like I'm not a fucking man.
So that's sort of like the maturity though. Like you learn as you grow, and it's like don't be don't overthink and do rational decisions, or else it'll fuck you up.
No, yeah, for sure.
So let's talk about your music style, like your style. So tell me about your style since the beginning till
now
up to this point.
Well, bringing you a little back, like the only reason I got into music is because I was hanging out with these gangster kids, and they were making music. And this ties back to everything. Like everything has a fucking reason.
Yeah.
It's like. And I remember they came out with this one song, and I was like, dude, that shit's hella cool. And I told them, I was like, yo, I want to make a song too. And they're like, nah, you're hella lame. Like, you can't make a song.
Yeah.
And then I was like, whatever. And then, like, so that pushed me to learn on my own. And I remember my old fucking neighbor, Jaime, who still lives next to my grandma. He had this, like, computer mic. And he let me borrow it. And I'd, like, go on the porch and, like, you know, just freestyle. But, like, my dad only witnessed me rap once, and it was just like a Snoop Dogg like remix. I wrote it. I had his attention, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna write a rap," and like, whatever. But like, I rapped for a long time. I went through multiple phases from like 7th grade till now. Like, I'm still going through phases.
Yeah.
But, like, as a kid, like, I went through a lot of like bullshit. Like, a lot of the first stuff was definitely like remixes.
Yeah.
I listened to a lot of 50 Cent.
Yeah.
When I first came up, like, you know, when you're 13, like, you start to get into music. Like, I was really listening to a lot of 50 Cent and, like, you know, the whole G Unit, you know, stuff. So, like, I was hella into that. And then since I started hanging out with gangsters, I was listening to gangster music for a little bit. But I was like, nah, this is hella whack. And then Lil Wayne, of course, like, got hella big. And so I started getting into Wayne. So I was just going through these phases and really trying to figure out what
your style is.
Yeah, what my style was, and like, whatever. We had some beef in high school with some other rappers and whatever, but like now, like, it's definitely like a mixture of like trap drums and like slowed down samples.
Yeah.
But like now it's like very electronic heavy, which is weird because like I would always be the kid to walk around and be like, I only listen to rap. Like,
yeah,
like I was like the kid who would like find all the new music and like want to be the person who'd be like, I found this first. Like, I was that kid. I'd go on Hot New Hip Hop every day when I got home, you know? And I'd download all the mixtapes and, like, I'd put it all in my iPod. And, like, I show everyone all the cool music. And I was just that kid, like, you know, when you're in high school, there's the emos and then there's like, the jocks. Like, I was a kid with the new music, you know? And, like,
people would hear it.
Yeah, people would hear it. And then when I started making my own music, like, it got pretty popular where I was at, and even is more popular than I am now. But now I just make better music, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's dope. Okay. Aside from music, you also filmmaker. So, like, what's also your style for film?
I think my filmmaking aesthetic and my music aesthetic go hand in hand. They're both really like DIY, gritty, flashy, fast. Almost rebellious a little bit. Like, you know, like I like to break all the rules. Yeah. And then with music, I do that. Like, I'll mix like a electronic sample with trap drums, but with like little B type delivery, but with like kind of cool lyrics. Like, it's just, it's very, and like all my mixtapes are super short. Like, they're very punk rock, you know, they're like super fast and short. Like, I don't know, I just have a mixture of a lot of things, and that's how my film stuff is. Like, I like editing like a lot of short clips, and like I like fast editing. I like a lot of grain and I like just like flashy colors. So I think it's both of those aesthetics go hand in hand. But like, I don't think I was ever like that. Like, it took me a while. Around this first time I rapped was the first time I ever edited.
Okay.
So my music and film thing have like gone pretty even. And they definitely caught up with each other, only because I was in high school. I was more interested in music than film, but I was still doing the film stuff. But like, now I'm going to school for film, but I'm still doing the music stuff. So I mean, they're both I'm both passionate about both things. I think just film could actually get me more money than music. Not that film can get you money, because I'm broke as fuck.
Yeah. Aren't we all? So inspirations here, like, you talked about 50 Cent, G Unit being inspiration. Like, is there any other type of artist like inspired you with music? Like, who inspired you with trap?
Fuck. It had to be A$AP Rocky.
Okay.
Because even though A$AP Rocky isn't trap, the whole A$AP Ferg thing. So like, when A$AP Rocky first came out, like, I was like blown away. I was like, dude, who the fuck is this guy? Because he was posting videos on YouTube. Like, he wasn't through a major label. Yeah. So like, that made me like think like, oh, you don't need to have a major label like Eminem and 50 Cent and Dr. Dre. Like, no, you can just do it on your own. And A$AP Rocky was like one of the first artists that like really like capitalized off that idea. Yeah. So did Mac Miller as well. Even Malcolm Moore, as whack people say he is. Like, they were posting YouTube videos, and that got him famous.
Yeah.
And I went through a phase where I was like, dude, all these YouTube rappers are hella cool. I mean, there were some that were super whack, but there were some who actually made a career out of it and made more money than someone who was signed to a label. So A$AP Rocky was like the first like introduction of that, and then I got into more like, you know, trap music. I didn't really get too into it, but like, you know, everyone always listens to like the Futures and, you know,
Yeah.
Young Thug. And then Travis Scott's aesthetic too, like I really fuck with, and like
Okay.
that it's dark, and I like that. It's very dark. And then Father, of course, in the whole
Yeah, that's a
it's
different. Yeah.
and that's the whole. It's still trappy, but it's also based, like Lil B based influence. So I'm around there, but then I also have more conscious songs. I don't know what to call that, but definitely like LA, you know, independent hipster ass,
Yeah.
you know, songs like hipster trap.
What about for film?
Film, damn easy. Gaspar Noé,
Hey.
Lars von Trier.
Okay.
Forgot his first name, but Harmony, whatever, director of Spring Breakers, and I think he wrote Kids as well. Yeah, just like it's mainly Gaspar Noé for the visuals, which I have to give credit to Benoit DeB. He's a director of photography.
Yeah.
And he shot Enter the Void, Spring Breakers, Love, and he shot a couple other cool projects. I can't name them off the top of my head because they suck. But the use of color, the use of he also shot Lost River.
Yeah.
So like his use of like he only uses film, which is cool, and like I'm kind of like the opposite of that. I'm all digital, but like the compositions, the colors, like the very like documentary, but like still set up like style and very contrasty, like David Fincher's like old music video type stuff as well. Like that stuff, like I get really happy when I see that stuff. So like hopefully in my work, I think I gain for that for inspiration. And that's right now, like I got into film really late. I got into filmmaking early, but I got into like appreciating films, you know?
Yeah, I totally remember like when I first met you, you were like, when we said these films, like, the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, I didn't fucking know shit. And I was at film school with like no film like experience. Like when I was a kid, like I was going through all this bullshit, dude. Like, and I like I can probably name like 4 movies off the top of my head that I really enjoyed as a kid. And they are not great movies. But like, and I'm like, fuck, dude, like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know why I came to film school, you know, because it's like I wasn't watching movies, but I was technically efficient and I could technically get a job. But like, as more as I got into it, like I was like, oh, okay, this is an art form, and like I want to perfect this art form. So that's kind of like my main like mission now. Yeah, it's like I don't want to be a director, but I'm a direct, and I'm a kind of be into it. Yeah. Even though I say that I'm not, like I truly am into it, like, but at the end of the day, I want to do, because I started off with music videos, so I want to do more music video stuff and kind of dig deeper into like that industry part of it. But I'm kind of just riding the wave right now.
Yeah, because I remember you like doing music videos and you were editing these videos, and like 2 years ago, that's when you started like. Well, during that time, 2012 all the way to 2014, we didn't really have much to do. There was nothing going on. So like you were focused on editing and doing these films, and you were like perfecting cinematography, and you're trying to learn as much stuff as you want. So then by this time, you were like just using types of styles and inspiration of these films. Yeah. And that's what I noticed based off of your work.
Dude, for sure. Like a lot of people first came here and like they weren't doing shit. And they still aren't doing shit. I know you directed like fucking 3 films before you took, you know, the short media class, and like, and that is there.
No, Jay just
all right, hey, that was Jay Cruz though. Fuck that fool. All right, you can cut that off. But yeah, you directed like 3 films before you actually entered short media, and I was like, that's hella cool. And like same with me, I was shooting every weekend. Like I used to be the kid who like wouldn't sleep and like would just shoot like random shit for like $50, $100, and like now it's like up, so you can eat money for that.
I remember that you told me stories about
just getting money, like doing concerts at the Ace of Spades and then meeting new people. Like I was like a kid who I don't even know what I was doing, dude. Now that I think about it, like now I wouldn't do that because I'm a little more stubborn and like no, I need my money.
Yeah, you learn from throughout the years. And that's good too.
Yeah, but it made me better.
Yeah. So you know you have these creative fluids, and you like it's contagious. So like people around you, like they get these creative ideas whenever we just talk. And at this point in your career as a filmmaker, as an artist, as a musician, has there ever been a time when you had like a creative halt? Like you were like, what am I doing?
Yeah, every day.
Every day?
No. Well, because I commute from Greeley to Sacramento almost like every day.
Yeah.
So that's an hour here and an hour back. And I just feel like I always overthink everything. And like, I think before starting this film, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, dude? But like every time I get behind the camera and I don't direct and I'm like DPing or I'm like editing something that I shot, I'm like, I get it. Like,
yeah,
I have to, everything I shoot, I have to edit. Like editing other people's like shooting, like weirds me out. I don't like the way other people shoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even my favorite cinematographers, I'm like, I would have done that different. Like I'm very like picky. That's why I don't like editing other people's shit. Like I'll edit it because like I want to get practice and I want to get better. Like, and I appreciate other people's like art forms, but like with my stuff, I can edit it like easy because I know what I want. And then even like with this film, Forest Green, like it's hard for me to edit it, not because it's bad, because it shot super well, but like just because I didn't shoot it, and then like I'm so used to that, and so sometimes I have those creative halts where it's like I can't accomplish something and I have to think it out all the way, and then I have to approach it. It's really weird.
That's the same way I feel like.
Yeah.
So like, ever since when Trespasser, I think Hepkuma DP'd it.
Yeah.
I was still learning.
Yeah.
And then we did Clipper. You DP that one.
Hey.
And then like we communicate pretty well. Like
yeah.
Like if I tell you like, oh, I want this to happen, and you know it, we don't even have to really talk. We just looked at each other like, okay, we need to do this. Okay.
Yeah.
And then that went great. Then after that, we didn't. You were in my set for Incognito. That was the other project we were talking about.
Oh yeah.
Like you came in as a script soup and then producer. That was dope. But like having you around is like, it's always like a great to communicate with, and it's a creative vibe. That's what I love. That's what I love about it. And then what's it called? Then when we started Enemy of the Night, eventually when we started working like different projects, different people. Eventually with Enemy of the Night, I sort of had that like what I wanted, but it was different because usually I was communicating with you, and then like we would be in the right mindset. So when I was editing it, I was like, I need something. And it's been going on too with Veracity. Yeah. Because it's just because I'm working with different DPs and it's not the same anymore. And also with currently, like when for Going Home. So like when I'm editing, I'm like, there's something missing, or there's more. I don't know right now what I want for the film. Yeah. But like I get feedback and I'm like, okay, this could work or maybe not. So like at this point, I love editing at this point, but I'm like, there's so much footage, so much things to do. Like it's like a halt at this point.
No, not to like bag on any other DP, but I shoot to edit.
Yeah.
And in my head, when you're gonna edit something that I shot, you already know exactly what you need to do. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. And I would just come with a creative vibe. Like a lot of people that I've talked to is like, damn, like you really commit to projects. It's like, hopefully I do, but I like to bring a lot to the table.
Yeah, totally do, man. So yeah, like we talked a little bit about how you adapted music to film. So it had to do a lot with the editing, right?
Yeah, I mean that's how the whole music video thing's so easy for me because I listen to a lot of music, a lot, and now I'm branching into more music, But just learning, rhythm, I came in as an editor, like already editing Premiere, and I already had this rhythm in my head just because I listened to so much music and I was doing music videos. So like that came naturally to me. And then telling a story is where I'm at now. Like I think I'm pretty decent at it right now, but I mean I could do better.
I mean, like I learned from you from editing.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot from you.
Yeah.
So props for you. Thank you. Thank you for teaching me how to edit.
I want to be an editor, dude. Hire
Shit.
me.
For real. Like, I learned so much from you. Like, sound. Like, I came from a person who just wanted to do it, but I didn't know how.
Okay.
So then when I met you, you knew all these, like, you were ahead of me a little bit. So, like, you knew all these stuff, and I learned from you for over the years. So whenever I needed help for color grading, you told me stuff for color grading. When I needed help for audio, you give me advice.
Yeah.
Anything. And I really appreciate it. You've done all these years, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. No problem.
Let's see. Okay. Now at this point, we're going to talk about your music career.
Okay.
Let's talk about 2014, Yosh and Worm, Real Recognize Real.
Oh, dang.
Talk about that, man.
Well, I knew Worm at high school, and I was cool with them, like, yeah, but I didn't really know he was doing music. I was just doing music all the time, and he was a fan of what I was doing. And then out of high school, I came to Art Institute, moved to SAC, and then I ended up moving back just so I was fucking broke.
Yeah.
And Worm messages me like, yo, let me come through. And I was like, dude, this guy's hella whack. No.
Yeah.
And then one day I was like, all right, come through. And he brought his homie named Glenn. And then we did this rap thing, and it was whatever. I was like, I mean, these guys are whack. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, at the time, that's what I was thinking. And then 3 months later, he hits me up again, like, yo, let me come record Worm again. And then I was like, nah, dude, like, this guy's whack.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, no. And then one day I'm just like, all right, come through, whatever. And like I literally press record and I like lay on my bed because I was just like, last time he came, he was hella whack, and then he like started spitting. I was like, holy shit, this guy got hella better, and he knew he did. That's why he wanted to come over. And then I was like, dude, we need to make a fucking, we need to make some music.
Yeah,
we ended up making our own little EPs and whatever, and like that went by. And so Real Recognize Real was like, hey, we should make a project together.
Yeah.
And then he's like, we should pretty much be this, collaborative, team. And then he's like, all right. And I was like, I'm going to produce all of it. And he's like, what? Because I never produce. I would always, rip beats off YouTube and like that was it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to produce all of it. And he's like, no. He's like, no, that sounds impossible. Like, you've never produced. Like, you're not going to be able to learn how to make a beat. And we're going to make a whole tape. And we did it.
Yeah.
In 6 months, we fucking... every fucking day we just go. I committed my life to like that tape. I spent money on that tape.
Yeah.
We did hella shows, and like I never worked so hard on a project like that, and like it came out pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like we really wanted to go for like this like very East Coasty sampley vibe, but with faster drums and hard spits, like bars after bars after bars.
That's when trap actually got up during that time.
Yeah, I started that, and I was like, again, I was being rebellious.
Yeah,
and I wanted not to. I wanted that trap feel, but I didn't want that trap sound.
I still have that CD, dude.
Yeah,
it's wet.
Hey.
It's wet. So after that, you did a mixtape, just Worm, and you just did like, made a duet with him. Like once in a while, you just appeared some of his mixtapes. What was it called? It was slowly rising.
Yeah, well, that was Slowly Rising, and then my Truly Blessed EPs were actually before that.
Yeah,
because I already had music in the works, and then I just told him to write music, and we just dropped it around the same month.
Yeah.
So that was before Real Recognize Real, and then after Real Recognize Real, like we put so much energy to it, dude. Like so much energy that we were just dead. And at the time, me and my mom were moving to another house in Gridley. And I was like, dude, we moved. We need to make a new, like, tape.
Yeah.
And it took us a long time to really start to, like, produce and make a new sound and to actually make a new tape. I think it took over a year for us to actually, like, get off our seats and then actually approach the tape.
Yeah.
But we literally made it in four weeks.
Yeah,
it was crazy. And like I made all the beats on there too. I like freestyled most of the hooks, and like it was just we wanted to do something different. Like I wanted to weird people out.
Yeah, I totally have that CD too. But my favorite from that one is First Agreement, dude. I remember when you first showed it to me.
That's actually a DJ Hoppa beat too.
That was pretty dope.
Yeah, that song is dope.
I remember
that shit's still on SoundCloud too. So you
check that out. It's on SoundCloud. I remember you were showing me all your stuff. That was dope. Hearing it, I was like, damn, dude, you're going places.
Hopefully.
And eventually you did March Madness.
Yeah, the March Madness was in between Tokyo Goths and after Real Recognize Real. Was like, we're like, we need more visuals, we need content. So, because our end goal was like, yo, we're gonna become so famous. Like that was what we were thinking at the time, and it sounds so stupid now that I think about it. We're like, yo, we're gonna blow up, so we need to make like hella visuals. So like when people see our new tape, they're gonna go back and then they're gonna see like all the new music and videos. So during March, we made 4 music videos and 4 songs, and we'd make one every week.
Yeah.
So every week there'd be a new video and a new song, and I'd produce it, we'd write it, we'd shoot it, we'd edit it, and boom.
I heard story. You told me that for March Madness, you actually went to a hotel every time and recorded.
Nah, that was that was for Real Recognize Real, and we're finishing it off, and I was like, yo, my uncle was getting pissed at me because we'd be up hella late recording music, blast, smoking fucking packs of cigarettes after packs of cigarettes.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, dude, fuck you guys, almost. Like, he was already trying to kick us out and shit. So I was like, I forgot what I think I just shot a video. And I was like, fuck it, forward. Like, yo, we'll get a fucking smoking room in the city and we'll finish the tape off. And we did. And, like, it was a cool experience. And it is what it is.
Yeah. There was another one that 94 Till Infinity song. Hey. Yeah. So you got that from?
It was based on the 93 till, I think, what is it? I forgot their name. Not Social Mischief. Or was it Social Mischief? Yeah. There's 93 till. I was listening to a lot of old school hip hop.
Okay.
At the time, and that's a pretty famous song by itself. Like, you need to know old school hip hop, but I just want to make my own version.
Yeah.
Joey Badass had 95 till. I was like, yo, we need something for 94. So I made 94 till Infinity.
Representing 94.
Yeah. I mean, it was a quick track. Warmer's actually supposed to be on that track, but he bitched out. Yeah, I know.
Come on, Warmer. Now everybody knows about this latest one, Tokyo Goth.
Yes.
So during this time, from what I know is that you were getting into this like rock and punk.
Yeah.
And I forgot that artist that's Party in the Summer, that gangster who does punk rap.
Oh yeah, Prayers.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, like, the tape was already done, and then they came out, and I was like, nah, fuck these guys. Nah, but they're hella cool. I'm a huge fan of Prayers. Yeah.
I have 2 songs.
Like, and people are like, yo, you guys are jacking their style, and I was like, dude, no, the Tokyo Goths idea was. That shit happened days ago.
Yeah.
And the music has already been made. I think we need like one more song to make. And then Noisy came out and they did like this video fucking documentary type thing on Cholo Goths.
Okay.
And it's like, yeah, we're Mexican me and Worm are both Mexican, still making rap music, and our tape was called Tokyo Goths. I think it was just a conveniency. I mean, at the time, it was just very like, it was hella random. It's like, both of these 2 Mexicans are like coming out with like these weird ass like electronic based rap music, but ours is totally different. But yeah.
And then so let's see, how was it working with Yosh? I mean, not Yosh. How was it working with Worm?
He keeps me sane.
Yeah.
I'm very technical, and like I'm so much into the process that he'll like keep it natural.
Okay.
I like to force things, and like I'm not super planned out, but sometimes I'll try to plan shit out, and he'll like kind of be like, yo, let's just do what it do.
Yeah.
And that's same with Suave, like 2 other homies that we make music with. Dave, he's the one who taught me how to produce, and Ruben, he's just wet.
Yeah.
And they and with Suave, it's like sometimes we keep them sane and then they keep us sane. I don't know, like I think working with Worm or anybody, like they just remind you like what the music shit is like really about.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we get too much into it. It's like, who's our audience? And then like, you know, how are we gonna promote this song? And it's like, fuck it, dude, just put it out. And if people like it, they're gonna listen to it. And if people listen to it, they're gonna share it. And if people are gonna share it, then you know, more opportunities come. Yeah. And like working with Worm,
yeah,
he kind of reminds me of that. Like he's like, yo, fuck promoting it. Like just put it out, and if people like it, they're gonna like it. And if they don't, then we just have to try again.
Yeah. Shout out to Worm.
Hey, shout out Worm.
Worm though. Okay, and then working with Swab and Big Swab.
Hey.
Ruben
and Dave.
Like, tell me how you met them.
So I was shooting. No, okay. So me and my homies wanted to go to I Am Sue show, and they were opening up for them, and we met him at Carl's Jr. 24/7 in Yuba City. Hey, and I was like, yo, let me get some tickets, and they're like, cool. And then my homie Chicken, aka Alex, he was like, hey, fucking, you know, Yoshi shoots videos, and he's like, yeah, he's fucking wet, and we're like, cool. And then they saw my shit later on, and they're like, damn, this fool's hella dope. So they're like, hey, come shoot more shit for us. So I shot a couple concerts, and then we tried to do a couple of music videos, but they ended up turning not good. But there was one that hit, and we're like, cool. And then as, you know, we started hanging out, and then I was like, I make music too. And they're like, what? And we're actually going to Vegas. They had a show in Vegas at the Hard Rock Cafe, and like they played one of my tracks, and they're like, damn, you're hella dope. But they thought I was hella weird. I had this like thrift store like sweater I would always wear with like the eagle and the bear.
Oh, that was
and
wet.
I had like, just a fucking Bieber haircut, and
yeah,
like, I was wearing cargo shorts all the time, and like playing with my fucking camera. They thought I was fucking weird. And them, you know, they were always like the rappers who were like the cool guys, and like, and they were just like, dude, this guy can rap, but he's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah,
like, you know. And then I don't know, I think after a while, like we both meshed. Like I got a little bit of their coolness, and they got a little bit of my weird side, and like I think we're making the best music we've ever made now.
Yeah,
it's just like people are busy. You know, Rue's working. Rue has a girlfriend, and then Dave, he just moved, and he has his kid, and then Worm, you know, he's going to college now, and then I'm here, fucking making movies, spending hella money. So
crazy what 3 years does, man.
Dude, I know.
Like,
I feel like a changed fucking man, dude, and
yeah,
I feel more grown up, I guess.
Yeah. Shout out to Dave, Ruben.
Shout out to adulthood.
Well, how Dave calls it, los perros.
Los perros del norte. If I fucking ever started a Mexican band, it'd be that.
Los perros del norte.
Yeah.
What's
the
up,
dogs
man?
from the north.
And I've seen a bunch of photos where Dave would just put like perro faces.
Yeah, they really take the real perro shit, you know.
Yeah.
And that's cool. They promoted. They actually made a song called the Real Pedo Shit with C+. And
hey.
That was cool. Hanging out with him, and like we did a show with him and Neff before Neff the Pharaoh was somewhat famous.
Mm-hmm.
We did a show with them, and I remember just fucking the first song I did was Culture Shit. And like the fucking beat just drops, and I'm just fucking spitting, you know.
Yeah.
Flow harder than most.
Yeah.
And C+ just gets off his seat, and he's like, "Fuck, this was wet."
Hey.
And like, I was like, that was like one of the greatest moments of my life, and I was just like, "Bro, I need a cigarette. That shit's too real."
How was touring like during that time?
Yeah, well, we did the LA stuff twice, and we did the Las Vegas. We did like Las Vegas, Oroville, and like Sac.
I know you did Santa Cruz.
Oh yeah, we did some Santa Cruz stuff too. I actually have a homegirl up in Santa Cruz. What's good, girl?
Okay.
Hit me up. Nah, I stopped
Hey,
talking
Yoshi
to
up
her.
there?
I stopped talking to her. It's trouble.
Oh,
Hella
shit.
trouble.
Okay.
They're trying to make me take road trips, and I ain't down with that. No, but yeah, we went to LA. We did one in Orange County. That shit was hella cool. Hella Mexicans, which is dope. Definitely not my audience. But
Yeah.
it was whatever. We did some in San Diego. Actually, I have a baby girl out there too.
Ooh.
No, I was kidding. She was all right. She was pretty cool.
All right.
But yeah, I don't talk to her anymore. She's in the Navy. Yo.
Okay.
Shout out to the Navies.
I have a friend. I have people who go Navy.
Yeah.
So.
And then we did a show in San Diego, and like that was cool. Hella Mexicans too, which is fucking dope, dude. Like, but like again, like that's not my audience.
Yeah.
Not Mexicans, just that type of music. And I think at this point, I'm just trying to find a certain audience.
Yeah.
So that's what's hard.
So let's talk about like we had this conversation where it was like, who's your favorite top artist of the night, like ever? And I always said Tupac was great, but you always like Biggie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. Biggie just has that bounce.
Has a bounce.
He has that bounce. He has, and plus he's just a big dude.
Yeah.
I love Tupac too, though. But yeah, my dad was always a P Diddy, Biggie dude.
Yeah.
And my other cousins, they were always Tupac dudes. So
Yeah.
I always was just a Biggie dude.
I grew up listening to Tupac because my cousin from Anaheim, Fullerton.
Oh shit.
She was in love with Tupac, so
You fucking
every time I went to her house, she was always blasting Tupac, and I was like, at first as a kid, I was like, who's Tupac? But his music was slapping, so I was like, hey.
Yeah.
And like the only reason I still like Tupac is because he gave messages and like real life shit. Like he was like, he told true shit, and then like never like he told the reality of what's going on during that time.
No, yeah, most definitely.
And Biggie too.
Yeah, they both were the type of people to have like a club hit,
Yeah.
sort of, on Tupac's part, sort of, but then also that real shit. Or here, not club hit, that gangster shit, and then that real shit.
Yeah.
They both had those two aspects about them, and that's why they were both so great. I mean, I'm just more of a Biggie guy because he has more of like that club flow. Like, I remember the first time I went to the fucking strip club, dude.
Yeah.
I got my first fucking lap dance, dude. And like, Biggie was just playing in the background.
Hey.
Like, when you call me Big Pop. But I was just like, damn, I feel like a G right now, but I know I'm not.
That's wet. What's so how was it to meet C+?
C Plus is a cool cat. So the thing is, like, when I first came here, someone showed us like a demo reel of Eric Lee's because I wanted to be a cinematographer, and I saw this rapper on there, and I was like, damn, I think I know that guy. So I went home, C Plus, and I got hell into his music.
Yeah.
And me and Eric Lee were going at school. I think we were on set once, and I was like, how is it working with C Plus? He's like, yeah, it feels dope and whatever. And I was already just a big fan, and like I told Suave about it. I was like, yo, this dude C Plus is hella dope, and like you guys should fuck with them. Because knowing me, like I didn't really know a lot of people in Sacramento, and they were fucking with E.T. Legends and Play K, which are two promoters in Sacramento who had that plug. And then yeah, they did, and we went over. Me and Ruben went over to his apartment, and we're just talking a little. We just chopped it down, and then we're just talking about music, business, and he was once fucking smart ass dude.
Yeah.
Fucking smart, you know. I learned hella, dude. We fucking smoked a blunt.
Oh, that was like the best.
Smoked a blunt with C Plus, and you know, hopefully we get to chill again. I mean, we have all mutual friends. Like I know Peso, and I know C Plus's brother. Like
yeah,
if I'm around, they'll say what's up.
Damn.
Peso more. I was around Peso during his whole project Costa Nostra.
Mm-hmm.
Costa Nostra. Costa Nostra.
Costa Nostra.
Costa Nostra. I can't say it. But yeah, we're at the study is a studio in West Sac, and I shot all the music videos pretty much, except for one for that tape. And there we went to C Plus's studio, and like his brothers mainly, which is they call him Nash.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like he's cool. I want to kick it with him more, but he's busy. He's always in New York too.
Yeah, I met Peso Harlan before.
Oh yeah.
He's dope. C Plus, I would like to meet him one day. I remember you showed me music. You're the one who brought me in C Plus, and I was like, dude, that shit's dope. Yeah. So I follow him whenever he does new music. I always hit his music, dude.
Yeah, shit's fucking dope.
Shout out C Plus.
Him and Chewy are definitely two of my favorite.
Chewy's dope too, man.
Local rappers, and Yeah, there's hella dope people out here.
Kyle
man.
too, man.
Yeah, Kyle, X-Side.
He's what too?
Yeah, from
Yes.
Marysville. Shout out. Fat 3 up.
So let's talk about the now. Like, how was it shooting Forest Green at this point?
I mean, it was only last week.
Yeah.
It was fucking stressful, dude. It's probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. I spent so much money in, like, I don't know, dude. Making movies are fucking hard. I don't
Yes.
care what anybody says.
Yes.
And it went good from story to, like, the actual shots. Like, I'm pretty happy. I learned a lot, though. And I can tell you, like, right now, like, this movie isn't perfect. A lot of people come in and they're like, this is my best movie yet. And, like, it's definitely my best movie because all my other movies suck. But I learned a lot, dude. And, like, I wish if I could go back and redo it, I would. Because I already know the mistakes that I made.
Already?
Yeah, I'm not.
Mm.
But I overthink everything. So
Sometimes you need a couple people to, like, look at your stuff and then be like,
yeah, I know. Yeah, because we showed Matt Marconi our T-shirt. Shout out to Matt Marconi.
Matt Marconi, though.
And he liked the footage. It's definitely a crazy fucking movie, and I'm gonna weird people out for sure.
Yeah,
Which is my goal.
It's
No, I'm
funny
just kidding. It's
because
not my goal.
you told me Lost River inspired you.
Yeah,
Also for this film, it
it
inspired
did,
you.
Yeah,
So it's crazy because I remember I just told you like last week I saw it for the first time, and then at first you told me like Lost River, and I was like, what's Lost River? And you were like, Ryan Gosling directed it. So I was like, oh, like I forgot about it until like friend Zhang was like, oh, I got a digital copy, and we saw it, and I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
it reminds me of Forest Green.
Yeah.
This reminds me of just because of the color scheme and
the
stuff.
smell.
The smell.
The
of it.
smell. Lost River. Yeah, Lost River. Zhang actually showed me that movie too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and then Asia had it on her fucking hard drive, and I was like, yo, let me jack that shit. And I watched it. I was like, damn, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
And it was already shot by one of her DPs, so like, all right, right then and then, like, I was like, all right, I already have these films under my belt that I fucking love.
Yeah.
And I want to like pay homage to all of these films, and Lost River was definitely one of them. Enter the Void, Spring Breakers, Fight Club. Even a little bit of fucking Goodfellas, dude. Just that gangster aspect.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction, 100%.
Yeah.
Due to dialogue, man. I actually rewatched Pulp Fiction the other day. I was like, dude, I forgot how crazy this shit
Yeah.
is. Dude.
That fucking movie's wet.
Yeah.
At this point, what's next for you, Yosh? What's next for music and what's next for film?
I mean, I'm definitely gonna finish Forest Green soon. I just need to log and transfer some, stuff.
We
but-
still got to June, so
Yeah, I need to reshoot one scene or pick up one scene and to do some reshoots if needed. So I'm hopefully gonna finish by the end of this month. I'm hopefully gonna finish by the end of this month. I look fucked up again.
Right.
I'm hopefully gonna finish by the end of this month, hopefully, and then we're gonna screen in June if I pass.
Yeah,
which I think I will. But
yeah,
so screen that, and then I definitely want to make the music for it, which I haven't told anyone. So that would be dope.
Yeah.
But then me and Worm are actually like working on a new project.
Okay.
And it's like still like I've already made like 2 beats that he liked. I make beats all the time. Like if I'll go home right now and I'll work on a beat. I'll work on 2 or 3, and then it's like he'll like some, and then we'll keep him, and then we'll go back to him later and be like, yeah, let's change this. I'll write the hook, write a verse, and then we'll do it. So we're definitely gonna make a new project, but I don't want to force it.
Yeah, is that the one you showed me at the car? One of those beats?
No.
Oh, they're different.
No, yeah. Actually, me and Swab, we went to a cabin down towards Napa, and we just made hella music. And the one with me, Worm, and Dave.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna release it on SoundCloud. Like fuck it, I'll release it tomorrow.
Yeah.
You want me to?
Hey, up to you.
Whenever, dude. That track is just there. I have hella music that I just never released that I just have that I like to listen to.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to release anything.
At this point,
I don't know I don't know what I want to do actually, but I do want to come out with a project this year. I'm gonna finish my film this year, and I want to go to Portland.
Okay.
Those are my 3.
You want to go to
to do
Portland?
this. Yeah, and then pay fucking everyone off that I owe money to.
They're on Portland or what?
Hmm?
Oh, never mind. No,
I just want to go to Portland. I don't know why. I've been to Portland, but I just want to go this year.
Yeah.
I want to go to LA for a little bit.
Me too.
Hey,
Yeah, we
hey,
do Cinegear shit.
Hey, Cinegear.
Yeah,
Fuck
okay.
it, we'll go in June.
3 years in a row.
Yeah. So I definitely want to do that, and then I mean we're gonna graduate this year.
Yeah, hopefully.
At the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
So, fuck, I guess start life.
Yeah, and then what about like are you guys still doing trap or are you guys gonna do different stuff?
No, we're definitely gonna do something different. It's still gonna have an aggressive style, but I'm leaning more towards on the softer side.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
A little softer side.
Yeah,
Dope.
I don't want to be that aggressive guy.
Yeah.
I don't.
The whole time
I'm sick of it.
you just want to like do different stuff.
Yeah, but I also want to experience life a little more. That's why I want to go to Portland. That's why I want to go to LA. Like I don't want to go to like, hang out with some fucking movie stars. I want to go and like fuck up. I want to fuck up in life so I can, do better.
Yeah.
And like I don't know. I just feel like everything can't be so happy and like the best shit that I write is when shit's like bad. So
yeah, I fucked up before, so I learned from my
exactly.
mistakes. So yeah. It's always good to like explore, like I've been to Mendocino for the first time just last year and it was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Like it's as long as going to it's like the same duration takes like 6-7 hours. It's like almost going to LA.
Yeah.
I'm like might as well go to LA.
I'm gonna go to the beach on Monday.
Yeah. Oh yeah?
Yeah. Me, Dave, and Rue.
Ooh.
And Worm. Hopefully he just texted me today. And then we're just gonna fucking swim, dude. I want to swim. They want to shoot a music video. I want to swim.
Dude, you should do a Slug Christ.
Hey, do that Slug Christ type music video. No, but yeah, I want to swim. All right, here, this is how we're gonna do it. I want to finish my movie. I want to make a new tape. I want to go to Portland and I want to fucking swim.
Hey,
that's what I want to do.
All right.
Yeah.
Dope. But for Cinegear, we should do something different this year. Instead of just going, we should just do stuff. Hey, party
I'm already
too.
21, dude. So
yeah, it's dope.
We want.
Yeah. Go to as many bars.
I actually want to shoot a video for someone in LA.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, his name is Spooks.
Spooks.
Yeah, he has a song called Chill Bill where he sampled the Kill Bill whistle.
Oh yeah?
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, they're almost hitting 2 million views and they hit me up. So.
Oh, that's wet.
I want to do that. I still haven't hit him up, in a while. He hit me up during Christmas time, so.
Oh, that's dope.
I'm gonna hit him up soon.
So that's all you've been doing? Like, is any other plans you want to do for music or any other short projects you want to do?
I'm working with Dorica. She's like the fashion magazine.
Oh, okay.
Thing. I want to do commercials for that. I want to keep wearing all black.
Hey.
I want to get back on my diet, but I have some good friends waiting for me.
Hey.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking live life, dude.
Just live it, dude. I remember you used to be like the guy who wore Vans. Like, I remember just recently you've been wearing boots.
Hey, yeah.
So what happened?
Asia got me into boots. Yeah, I don't know. We started fucking listening to darker music, and I was like, yeah, I want some boots. I don't know, dude. Yeah, I used to wear the fucking shitty ass worn out Vans.
Yeah, I remember those.
Those are hella cool.
You still have them?
Nah, my foot's hella big, dude. my foot was too wide for Vans. I had to get them boots, or I wear them sandals with socks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about Kanye. Like, you're a big fan.
He's what?
He's what?
That's all I gotta say. Nah, yeah, he just does everything, and I like to do everything too. I like to be that person. I'm not the type of person who I'll do my job and I'll get other people to do other jobs and we all create one thing. I like to be the person who touches everything from the beginning to end. Yeah, and I feel like Kanye's that person.
You like his? I don't know. What do you think about his fashion?
I think it's dope.
His fashion?
I don't know. I can't afford it, dude. I really don't know a lot about fashion.
Yeah.
And people tell me all the time, what do you think of Kanye shit? What do you think of this? I'm like, dude, I don't fucking know because I don't have money to buy clothes.
For real.
I just wore black boots, black pants, or black joggers and black shirts.
Yeah.
And a fucking random ass jackets from thrift stores. Because to be into fashion, you have to have hella money.
That is true.
Yeah. So I don't People, I mean, I think it's cool. I mean, I don't know. I don't believe in clothes.
That's up. Just fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it, dude.
Have you ever thought of like experimenting music with like 80s?
I mean, Tokyo Goths. I think no, the song "Pull Up" that we made. Was,
Oh yeah.
it has an 80th dun dun. Oh no, dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, I
dun.
remember that.
That has like an 80s like video game like, style.
Ambience.
Ambience. But like to the core, no. I feel like I always have to mix different generations. I can never do one solid generation of music. I had to like grab a little 80s, grab a little 90s, a little early 2000s, and then
Yeah.
and then I add whatever I like, and then that's what I make. I don't know.
Nice. So what have you done any gigs lately?
No.
Nah.
No.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I don't want to do any gigs lately though.
Yeah.
The last show we did was at the Blue Lamp with Suave and Tomas Montoya.
Hey,
your
Tomas,
DP for
yeah.
Your new film. He was actually him and Irma came through, and that's the first time we ever performed Vice City.
Oh,
It's like
yeah, Vice City, I guess.
1996
In the summer.
It's like 1996 in the summer. Yeah, we performed that for the first time, and I think he was like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? Which is kind of cool, because like I think Tomas is like hella cool, so
Yeah. Really artistic.
yeah, really artistic, so hopefully he liked my shit. So I don't know, I want to do more shows, but I just want to do them properly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go through promoters. I don't want to deal with the business bullshit. I want to do it all on my own. So
Yeah.
I just need some racks.
Hey.
I just need the monies.
Dope. Dude, this has been a good one.
Yeah.
Dude, you went from a like low point of your life, and you're like rising up, dude.
Hopefully, dude. I feel like this is the middle part of my life, and I want it to end pretty good. So
Yeah. You still got many years.
yeah, I'm only 22. I mean 21. So
Almost. You'll be 22 this
I'll be
year.
22 this year. So hit me up.
Yeah.
ladies.
TX Yosh, you'll give little quick shout outs to any of your accounts, Twitter.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Culture Shit Yosh.
Yeah.
Twitter at TSX Yoshi. Snapchat at L Yosh.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start going by like L Yosh, but SoundCloud Yosh and Worm. Yeah, you can just listen to our shit. I think it's hella dope. And yeah.
Dope. Yosh, it's been great having you for this
Yeah.
podcast. It's been long waited. And
I know, dude. I can't wait to do more.
Yeah, dude.
We'll review some movies, dude.
Yeah, movies is next, but it was always great having you
Yeah.
here. Awesome.
I'll be back. Don't
Yeah.
worry, guys.
This is it for the Profile Podcast. We'll see you guys next time.
Later, bitches.
The word is not just a sound or a written symbol. The word is a force. It is the power you have to express and communicate, to think, and thereby to create the events in your life. You can speak. What other animal